side of Tokyo. What's going on, guys? Totally random thought. I was just wondering, imagine if you had YouTubers back in the day, like with. What's going on, Alan? Good to see you here. I was just walking my dog just before I got here, and I was just thinking, oh goodness, can you imagine YouTubers if there was YouTube, like in the 80s or 90s? West Side, anybody? Or what you talk about, Willis? Anyhow, I am tired. I am not all here, even though I'm here. um, I've been sneezing a lot for the past few hours, so I might be coming down with a cold, which I hope not. But let's hope I'm healthy and strong enough to get through this live stream. So welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. It is a Monday night for me. It is 10:30 p.m. I would imagine for you guys it is Monday morning. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Okay. So it was a busy weekend. There were 4 shows that I wanted to go to. I decided to only attend 3. Hey, what's going on, Steen? But it was still quite a bit, and I'll go through it in just a little bit. I will say I had a lot of fun. Yeah, Monday morning, North Carolina, or is that New Canada? Yeah, some freckle too suck. Hey, what's going on, Bill? Good to see you. All right, let's see. So this is the first weekend in a while. This is the first weekend in a while where it's been like jam-packed. And I did myself actually a favor of not going to the 4 shows I plan on going, because there were afternoon shows and evening shows, both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday there was a show at Shinjuku Antinoch. I'll say the 3 venues that I've gone to the most since I've moved here to Tokyo. These are of course smaller venues. These are not like the bigger, like 500, 800, 1500 plus and up. These are more like the indie bands. But out of those bands that I have seen, the places I've been to the most are Lifehouse Crescendo, Shibuya Cyclone, and Shinjuku Antinoch. So if you ever come to Japan and decide to be here in Tokyo and check out some bands, those are the 3 venues that I would most recommend that are most likely to have music that you like, if you like the music that I like. And if you don't like the music that I like, what are you doing here? No, we'll differ. Our paths do divulge at times. I know some of you guys are much more into like idol stuff, which I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. Maybe if I was who I was back in Korea, some of you guys go a little bit more hardcore, maybe heavier stuff. We all differ, and it's fine. It's fine. It's a really large enough landscape of music that we can all appreciate what we do. Thank you so much. I'll get the best cough medicine out there. Thank you, Bill. And I'll see you in a couple of months. Should be exciting. Should be exciting. Remember those 3 venues: Shinjuku Antinoch, Lifehouse Crescendo, and Shibuya Cyclone. Those are the 3 I would recommend. But there's tons others. Shimokita, there's tons here. Just right around close to where I live, there's tons. So, and I did go to one of them actually this past weekend. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Before I do that, I do want to also mention, for those of you who missed it, I posted it on our community post that Band-Maid did actually perform this past weekend as well. So it was on Saturday, doyobi. Let's see here. They performed at Million Rock. Million Rock is a festival that they've done quite a few times. If you can just see it over here on the screen. And then nice little white shot there. And then, of course, this is a very cute picture. I mean, I've seen quite a few Band-Maid pics, but anytime Miku does a fighting pose, I mean, that's pretty adorable. Um, I'm not quite sure what they're mimicking. Um, and then because of the distortion of the wide lens being used, if you guys have this photo like on your screen, like your own personal, if you take a look at Misa's arm, it's massive. Even now, let me see if I can. Uh, can I zoom in just a bit? No, not this way. All right, but yeah, it's massive. So okay, good. You got the Sega tickets. I'm still not sure if I'm going. We'll see. I tend to play a little bit loose, uh, loosey goosey these days with shows. I can't quite. Hey, what's going on, David? Thanks for stopping by. They're not that long. I mean, she's got like gorilla arms, which should actually be Akane's. But yeah, so they did perform at Million Rock, and very quickly here, um, you know, after all these years, you still gotta appreciate Hawk Metal, writing down these set lists. So at Million Rock, this was on the 7th. For rehearsal, they performed Domination and Play. Uh, both both songs I would love to hear again. Um, and then for the actual set, Protect You, No God, Toi et Moi, Hate. Does anybody ever pronounce the song Hate? Going up. Forbidden Tale, and then does anybody ever does anybody ever say unleash? Exclamation! 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 Tamaya, choose me, Ready to Rock, and Shambles. So 10 songs, 42 minutes. Um, yeah, again, newer stuff. The only one that goes a little bit old school. Well, Choose Me because it's sort of a staple. That's sort of their song. Um, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That is there. I forgot to mention that as well. Um, so Miku will be sort of an ambassador for the maids. Who is it for really? So they have a new anime coming up. Not the maids, but they'll be doing an opening song. Tolgen Anki. A new generation of dark heroics US premiere and special panel July 5th. So this is next month from 2:15 to 3:35. I don't know how much Mika will be talking. I don't know how long she'll be there. I don't know how much interaction you'll be able to have. I don't know anything really aside from what is on this flyer. Um, but yeah, she will be part of the panel, and she will be at Anime Expo 2025 in Los Angeles on that day, July 5th. Uh, the day after some barbecue and beer, which I would love to have some. Thank you so much, Eric. Arigato. Arigatou gozaimasu. Nodding Miku. Oh, knowing. I'm assuming you meant to write knowing. She will talk, of course. She will talk. As to how much she'll talk, I'm sure she'll mention, the song. Maybe they'll premiere the song there. Who knows? That's possible, but I really don't know. So yeah, Miku will be there, sort of a surprise. I don't know, because I know there's been a lot of talk about the whole visa issue, and I am definitely not for the visa system as it is now in the US, as it has blocked and really, I think, damaged a lot of the music flow and the music opportunities for a lot of Japanese bands and other bands from other countries to enter into, even, Canada, like right next door. So it's unfortunate, the cost and the procedure and just the delays, the red tape, all that stuff. I don't know what exact visa she needs to enter into the States, but she will be entering, and it seems like it's no issue. I don't know if the maids will come by at any point during this year. I did mention previously that between the second round and the final round of the Maids tour, that there is a couple of months where they have time. There's nothing scheduled. So what they'll be doing with that time, I don't know. Um, I do know that for other places, for other countries, there's much less waiting time and much lower fees to get a visa into those places. So I think that allows them to be a little bit more last minute. Not quite last minute, but they have a little bit more time. So we'll see. We will see. And I really cannot tell you anything until they tell us, because other than that, it's just assumptions, right? Um, yeah, of course. I'm sure they are. But yeah, I don't know when it was planned, but that's kind of cool. So there are people. I'm positive there are people who will go there just to see to see Misa. I would go there to see Misa, to go see Miku, for that day. And who knows? Maybe she may be walking around LA somewhere, stop by the Guitar Center on Sunset. Uh, somebody, oh, you know what somebody should do? Somebody should personally somehow do a pop-up of Miffy, and then I'll promote that and push that around as if it's some official thing. And then I'm sure she would go. And then you can all like, hey, it's your fans. That would scare the daylights out of her. All right. So that is Band-Maid. That's the news for them. But going into the news that I was kind of a part of, let's get into that. So the first show that I attended was Saturday. Um, and it was the Gungire Outlive EP release event. Along with Gungire, there were three bands. Hone Your Sense. I heard them once. They are so heavy. They are so heavy. Like these are all metalcore bands. Like they're all really heavy. But Hone Your Sense, I didn't actually get to see them because when I opened the doors, at Antinoch, there's double doors to like, block the sound. Open the first door, there's the next door. I walked a little bit, I opened the other door, and it's just like butts and backs are just sticking out. So I was just like, okay, no, I'm just gonna sit out here and wait. Um, so yeah, Hone Your Sense, really heavy, like really cool, really strong band. I couldn't tell you about the performance the other day because I wasn't like in there to see it. Um, Next, a band called As Alliance. uh, Much more of a blend. Oh no, I think I am getting sick. This is the sign. So I'm not gonna talk for too long. Maybe. As Alliance, really cool. Like very melodic. There is like your harsh vocals as well. So there were two guys. One guy was doing the harsh vocals. One guy was doing the melodies. Really catchy stuff. I would definitely check them out. As Alliance. So AS space Alliance. If you guys know how to spell alliance, I hope. You know, Sometimes we don't, and that's okay. Just, be honest with yourselves. Great songs, really catchy, really sort of like some uplifting stuff. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was a weird, interesting contrast because the guy who did the melodies, I think his name is Brandon. He's mixed. He's half. He was dressed like in all black, but like in like a suit, with like a button down, a blazer, and slacks. And then everyone else was just really loose. So it was an interesting contrast. But good stuff. I would check them out. I like them. Next, In for the Kill. Um, the funniest thing is that when they came out, one guy was wearing this bandana straight across his head, one of the guitarists. There were two guitarists, bassist, uh, not singer, like the screamer, and then the drummer. Um, I can only say they were really fucking cool. Like really, really heavy stuff. Um, and there was this badass attitude about them. Um, Let me show you a photo of the lead singer. But the funniest thing is that when they first came out and I was hearing their music, I was like, I don't know why, this kind of reminds me of Suicidal Tendencies. Like I thought that in my head. And the next thing I know, I look at the guy, the singer, the screamer, he was wearing this like tank top and it said suicidal tendencies. And I was like, what? No way. Um, but yeah, you could say he, could have come out um, of a Japanese version of American History X, if you know, if you know that movie. Uh, Till the Grave is mine. Yeah, this guy is pretty badass. So super tatted, um, very legit. I mean, their sound like it's funny because if you look, there's some guys in the back. This is the side door. This is the side door where people come in, like the bands, and a lot of people were sort of coming in and out of the door to see the other bands performing. And when they started performing, like they've got such a hard edge. It's so metal, like very like metal. Think of Slayer, again, think of like suicidal tendencies. But I love the sound. It's different. There's a difference between like Japanese metalcore, even though it's not like a huge, huge contrast. There was something that just was like, I heard it and I was like, oh my God, that just brings me back to America. So if you like heavy stuff and you like old school metal, check out In for the Kill. Yeah. And like I told him, oh, it's funny. Like when I was leaving, this is one of the guitarists. When I was leaving the venue, yeah, Pantera too. So when I was leaving the venue, this guitarist was actually coming back to the venue. I think he stopped by the Konbini, and when he was coming back, I was like, "Oh, sumimasen," like excuse me. I was like, dude, you guys are so fucking cool. I loved your music. You guys reminded me of like American metal, but like just really good stuff. And he was just like laughing, like, oh, thanks so much. Thank you. Like, hey, come by to another show. I was like, I'll try. So it's funny because I'm not typically into like really hard heavy stuff. It's not my like because my favorite band is the Beatles. Um but when you go to these live shows, it's like the vibe and just the experience and like certain bands give you an experience, like not just music and not just sort of posturing, because that does happen, but like legit, like, oh man, you feel it. And these guys, I don't know, man, it brought me back to like 80s, 90s. It was good stuff. So In for the Kill. And then of course it was Gungire, and I am all for them. You know, Nana is like absolutely one of my favorite vocalists. And when I first met her, she was actually at who was it? For Yuri's birthday last year. She was out there. She was passing out flyers. I was like, oh my God, Nana. She's like, yeah, you know me? I was like, yes, I do. Like, I love you. Like, I love your voice so much. And to be honest, I think when I first met her, I was so overly enthusiastic and effusive about like how I felt about like her voice and like the music that they had. And at one point I was messaging her, not like love notes or anything, but I was messaging her about like getting CDs for Dimray, not Dimrays, for Gungire and stuff. But I think it was a little bit too much. I was just so yeah, like I just love, love, love her vocals. Like love it. It just moves me so much. And because she's singing these songs from Gungire that I think are just fantastic, like Matsu, the guitarist and composer, great stuff, really great stuff. His sense of melody and mood and just like really powerful stuff. Just I couldn't praise him enough. So she's fantastic. Like um, so I do want to share. You guys may have seen it because I posted it. A couple of photos we took together. And I asked her, "Do you want to take like a normal one or like yabai, like kind of like a wild, crazy pick?" And then she was like, I was like, "Let's just take a crazy pick." So this is one right in front of the toilet. And then the other one is this one. She's more experienced with these photos, so she'll look at the camera, and I'm just rolling my eyes back. My highlight actually of this night was that after I took these photos with my phone, she's like, "Oh, let me take a photo too." So she actually took a photo with her phone of us, and I was like, "God, that's so cool." I don't know. I she may be the first musician who's done that with me, where she's like, "Oh, let me take a photo of us with my phone." Because I'm usually the one that's like, "Oh, let's take a photo." And to be honest, I'm actually not a lover of like all these selfies, but it's part of the game. It's part of like, yeah, it's just part of the that's awesome. Yeah. It's part of the what do you call it? It's part of the package, you know? Like, I was talking to I forgot who I was talking to, but it's just like, yeah, when you're a musician, when that's so cool. When you're a musician and you're waiting for your turn to go up, and then afterwards while you're waiting for the other bands to play, um, oh, is that what it looks like? I was in the toilet. There are basically three things you do. You get ready, you eat snacks. Oh, four things. You chat either with your band or with the other bands, and you take selfies. So all these selfies that you see like on Twitter, if you are on Twitter, or like on Facebook, where like fans will post it like I do as well. It's just, yeah, they're like, "Oh, let's take a picture. Oh, let's take a picture. Oh, let's take a picture. Oh," it's just, yeah. So it's not the most glamorous, to be honest. When you're backstage, it's not the most glamorous at all. This isn't the 80s. It's not like drugs, sex, and rock and roll and like brown M&Ms taken out. They are so not angry. They're lovely people. So lovely. Um, and then, so that was that night. Gungire did a fantastic job. They played all three of their new tracks on the album. So yeah, Game, Go Away, and then Till the Grave. Um, yeah, I think Go Away and Till the Grave are good. Those are good songs. Game was just okay for me. I don't quite vibe with it. It's a good song, but I don't quite vibe with it. So yeah, I was there. I did shoot photos for them, and then I also did some video, so you guys may have seen that as well. So let me just show you just a few pics, not all of them because of time. Because they do have an official photographer who's also a friend. Her name is Saskia. Great photographer. Really, she has her own like style, which I really like. I think whether you're a musician or a photographer or whatever you are, if you have your own style, I really like that. She's got her signature. So, and even like when I was editing these, I kind of thought about her as well. These. She's such a lovely person. God. Taichi, the bassist. More. I love this photo. This is Flare Boy, Marisa. I don't know where he's from. I don't know exactly who he is, but he's a guest vocalist on the song Game. This has a quite nice mood, but the hair in her face kind of. I hate photos that are almost exactly what I want, but they're not. Yeah. So because I was filming, it's really funny. So the drummer, I don't know how to pronounce his name, because it's Suljk, Sold, Soljk. I don't know. I've never heard. I don't know. But I was looking at him or this photo. I was like, who? Oh my God, he reminds me of my uncle. He looks just like my uncle with very long hair and just a bit more muscular and cooler. So yeah, I'm gonna have to show this to him one day. Yeah, okay. So we'll leave right there. So that was Gungire, fantastic show. And then after the show was really cool was that I saw Aya, who is Some of you know the bassist for Undying Words, also does a lot of her own solo stuff. Super cool, very sweet. The more I kind of see her and have gotten to know her, like, she's really, really cool. Um, this was actually the second photo, because I saw her again the following day. So yeah, I she changed her hair from red to like light brown. She looks more like a normal girl. Not to say that she wasn't look normal before, but like the red hair kind of gives it that rock vibe. But yeah, she was passing out flyers. So I got one, and this is the show that I have been looking forward to, like for not for ages, because it was only announced a few months ago. But these bands, like I love these bands so much, and I love Undying Words as well. Like their album, their EP this past year, or actually this year, like is one of my favorites. So yeah, this show is just like this is like my musical wet dream, you know? It's just yeah. And so last night when I saw Aya, I said, here, no hat. You know what? I was on my bike on the way to the venue and I was like, oh, damn it, I forgot my cap. What are you gonna do? Um, but yeah, so I asked her last night. I was like, oh, by the way, like at the end of the show, like, did you want me to take the group photo of everyone? I was like, ah, she said, oh, if you wouldn't mind. I was like, oh my God, I'd love to. I would totally. So the reason why I'm very giddy and happy about that um, is that because Mellows knows I do photos and like you know, I don't want to say like close. I mean, it's kind of a relative word, but I'm very familiar with like with Sally and with Gina. Meal, not as much. I've only seen her, and we always kind of just say hi and stuff. Gungire, like Nana's Nana, and like the rest of the band are really cool. Um, Undying Words, I know Kano the drummer, I know Aya. I don't know Eita or Kasumi too well. But you know, like I still know them. Bright Deer knows me too, but long story short, they'll get to see me in a place where I'm taking a photo of them, and that kind of may lead to a little bit more opportunities in the future. We're like, oh, you're taking the photo. We know you. Oh, they know you. Oh, maybe we can know you more. So that's what I'm hoping for. Yes, I'm glad I still have hair. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Cool things have happened before. Let's hope the cool stuff doesn't stop. So yeah, I saw her passing out flyers at the end of the show Saturday night as well as last night, and this was at Cyclone. Um, so that was the first show. I'm gonna go a little bit faster because I really should sleep and stop talking. I won't say too much. So this was at Shimokita Mosaic. I slept in, I was tired, I was up late doing some photos. So I didn't see the first act, and her name's in kanji, so I don't know how to pronounce it. I did see her there. The second act, Many Da Familiar. I've heard of her on the HRHM Facebook group site run by Randall, or managed by Mandel, administered by Randall. um, she was okay to me. It was more standard, like Japanese sort of rock pop. Not bad. Twinkle Wink. So Twinkle Wink. Very poppy, very cutesy. Um, some of you might like that actually. So Winkle Wink. And what can I say? They were fun. They were fun. They were cute. The lead singer has sort of one of those like Japanese squeaky voices, like higher pitched. Even though it doesn't work for me, I liked it. I liked it. So you can check them out. And then I came here for the Frail. Again, they used to be Bad Bubble. Yes, kawaii music for sure. And then they used to be Bad Bubble. Then they brought in Arisa, a new guitarist, as well as Natsuo, the bassist, Ray, the singer. Fantastic. She's such a great performer. So passionate, and then Gina on guitar. So they were a band that I surprisingly got closer to, and so when I get the chance, I do try to take photos for them. So I did photos for them and video, and yeah, it was great. I had a great time. Kantan, who I mentioned before, fantastic, incredibly powerful, very fast drummer, like a muscular beast, but his speed and his precision is just like just off the charts. Really great stuff. So was happy to see them again. And it was really close, Shimokitazawa. So I woke up, had my flip flops, went there, took photos, came back home, um, edited some, and then took off for Shibuya Cyclone. And this was the show. It was for Tweyelight, not the movie. There is no Robert Pattinson. Tweyelight with a TW and then EYI and then light. So Juno is the singer, and it's funny, like her band, because she's the singer, she's the only female, and her singer, there's a bassist, a guitarist, drummer. They're quite pretty boys. Like if you actually look at them on stage, they're like very beautiful. So when you do have a band like this, you will have more girl fans, which is great to see. Um, Because I mean, like just left and right, you've got a sausage fest, and it's like an older sausage fest. And that's fine, but it's not bad. It's not bad when girls show up and there's younger people around. What's going on, Russ? Um, so yeah, the three bands that played before Twilight, it was for a release. Um, the bands were Another Story, Lumirise, and Dimrays. I think she's half Portuguese, half Japanese. Um, Lumirise went up first, and one thing I really have to say, uh, I felt a little bit. Nah, was I embarrassed? Slightly, yeah, I was. Um, my second time seeing Lumirise, and they're really good. They're really good. I can't say that like I love all of their music, but they put on a great performance, and I would say especially the lead singer Kotomi. And I told her that she was kind of walking around and passing around flyers for their one man coming up, and she's got this very like rock star vibe. I had meant to post something on Twitter, but I didn't. But she's got a very sort of like a sort of fuck you, fuck yeah attitude. Like she's just like just go for it, which I love her energy and her attitude, and like she's got sort of that twinkle, that wink in her eye. But yeah, she is absolutely fantastic. Here's a pic of her. She kind of knows she has it, I would say. Um, did I see Neki? Yes, I saw them once. I thought that they were fine enough. I thought they were fine enough. I do think they have good songs, good production, but I would say musically, where I'm at now doesn't totally like. I don't love them. Um, so yeah. Anyhow, this is Kotomi. Um, last time I saw her was at Antinoch. She had a cut. She was like crowd surfing, and she's fantastic. Really fun. Got sort of a husky voice, scratchy voice. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that you guys check them out and see if you like them. It's funny because they closed with a song that I was like, oh, okay, this is a little bit more poppy than I'm into right now. Um, so it kind of went a little bit down, to be honest. But overall, there is something like they put on a great rock show, like with the lights and the music and their attitude. Sonically, again, I don't know if it will all connect with you because they do use like synth and not like it's sort of the Japanese synth sounds that are kind of standard in a lot of other bands. So, but check them out, I would say. The next band was a band called Another Story. They're actually really good. Um, I will say one person in the band postured a bit too much for me, and I was kind of turned off by that. I just don't like posturing. Anybody who's a little bit too not into the music, but just like into the people and like showing themselves. And that's just me. That's just me. I think other people might be fine with it, but I just kind of had this thing. But musically, they're really good. A little bit heavy, like very melodic. The lead singer like really does sing, very moody, kind of whispers at times. Again, it's very. Mm, there is some metalcore, but it's also ambient too. But you may want to check them out. I did think they were really good, but heavier, like mood wise, not sonically necessarily, but mood wise than I was into. And it actually got me thinking. I was like, I may have been into this in the past, but not so much now. And I think, the thing that people have to recognize and acknowledge, and just it's just the fact is that we have stages and phases and moods and like moments where we're like into this particular band or this kind of music. Like I had a moment where I was really into like indie rock, like just indie rock. Like one of my favorite bands, can't even think of the name right now, Block Party, from the UK. Loved them. I was into the Strokes. Who else was there? I can't even think of names right now because my brain has gotten old. And when there's all this other information, like stuff goes out. Um, but yeah, I was into a lot of other stuff. Yeah, Another Story has been around, I believe, for I want to say at least almost 10 years, it seems like. I think I looked them up a little bit, but I can't quite remember. But again, like they they're good. They're good. Um, to me, they don't quite stand out in a way that's like, oh my God, but they're good. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say. They're good. And then the band that I came for was Dimrays. And it's funny. Um, this is one of the things that happens is that I had emailed them. I wasn't sure if I was going to go, even because of my foot. I am on meds. It has gotten better, but it's also gotten worse. Um, but Dimrays is a band that I've been following for over a year now, like a year and a half, like fully supported them and been taking a lot of photos for them. But I haven't seen them for a couple of months. So then I reached out and then I emailed about doing photos, didn't get a response. And then contacted Naho on her Twitter. They finally emailed back and said, "Oh, sorry, we don't need a photographer." I was like, "Oh, I didn't actually respond. I was just thinking, oh, okay." Um, and then I wasn't sure if that was for the morning show that I didn't go to or for this evening one. So then I messaged Akane and I was like, "Oh, do you need photos?" No response. And I was like, "Okay, I don't know. Do they just not care?" Like I was just thinking like all these thoughts like, do they not love me anymore? Like I gave so much to them. Like what are they doing? Why are they abandoning me? Like that's not fair. Like I had these moments of self-doubt. Um and I can get a little bit into myself at times. Uh yeah, it happens. Like there are these moments. Like there are not to that extent. I'm kind of exaggerating, but things happen with bands, and because it has, there are relationships that I built. It's not just sort of working relationships, but you build relationships with people, like because they are people, and when you interact with them, even if you love a band, there are bands that you love their music, but you don't quite connect with them as people. But then there are also bands like you absolutely love them as people, and maybe not so not totally their music. It's not bad. But then of course, like the best combination is where you absolutely love the music and you absolutely love the people. But even with that, as someone who is part of like, I'm not quite in the industry, but I do like people know me now. Um, and you build these relationships and you still want to be careful. You want to be fun, you want to be friendly, you want to be close, but then there are just things that happen, things that may be said or not said, things might be done. And I'm not going to share all these things with you, but there are little things that happen. and it affects relationships. Uh, and so again, like I try to be careful. That's why I kind of think about this, like with these bands. Like, was it because of this? Was it because of that? I'm not quite sure. So anyhow, anyhow, I opted to just bring a couple of my lenses on my camera just in case, but I didn't see them before they went on stage. But I was doing video, which was good too, because I haven't done too much video of Dimrays. So I did post some good footage of Naho, the bassist, on our shorts. If you guys go to MNN, check out the shorts. It's fun. Like she's wild. She's a blast. Um, she's definitely someone who has the time of her life every time she's on stage, and you're very aware of it, and that just like feeds the crowd like into a frenzy. So it's really good stuff. So you have to appreciate someone who just loves performing, and you can like feel that in every fiber, every cell of their being. It's great. Because some people, it just seems like they don't want to be there, or if they do, it doesn't show at all. So yeah, that was Shibuya Cyclone. The last act was, of course, Tweyelight. They put on a fantastic show. Um, they have a bit of a, yeah, I think they do have a bit of a like One OK Rock vibe. Musically, of course, it's a little bit different, but I will say like Juno's a very strong lead singer. 日本語でごめん。大丈夫です。ゲームメイ最高。はい、最高ですね。はい。はい、もちろん。Dimrays めっちゃ楽しい。めっちゃ楽しくて、可愛くて、かっこよくて、はい。めっちゃ好き。めっちゃ好き。Um, so the funny thing about Naho is that, I asked because they did two shows back to back in Tokyo. They had to go back. And when I saw Akane coming out from the dressing room, she just was talking, was acting very tired. I was like, okay, I don't want to bother her too much. And then I was talking to Naho, and I was like, who's gonna drive? She's like, oh, I am. And I was like, will you be okay? She's like, oh, yeah, of course, of course. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. You don't get tired. Like, she just has so much, like, insane energy. It's ridiculous. I feel like if Naho and Mayo from Hades and maybe Akane from Band-Maid, who else is really wild and crazy? I can't think of people off the top of my head. Um, Actually, I think Nana would be up there too. Like she's a party too. Um, yeah, there's just certain people who are just like incredible. Like their ability to just light up the room with themselves is like it's amazing. I just cannot do that. I just cannot do that. But yeah, these people. はい、自転車で。はい。僕の自転車がちょっと有名な自転車ですね。So even yesterday, like I ride my bike to most venues like around the area, even if it's like maybe 45 minutes away. Um, Lifehouse Crescendo. And somebody mentioned that, like, oh, you came my bike? It's like, yeah. It's like, like, they're very impressed with that. But I'm also just very tired. But it saves money and it's easier on my foot. I would actually do more shows by train if I could. Yeah. So yeah, that was great. Okay, so that is that. That was this weekend. Such a great time. I mean, like, come on now. How can you not like love a weekend where you get to just like just just soak in Nana in every way. So fantastic. Her again, Naho, Akane, great shows back to back to back. The Frail, fantastic job. It was a morning show. There were only maybe 30 people tops. But I really love the performance. I really love their songs, and I do recommend for anybody who does come out, if you ever do see the Frail on the billing, like check them out. Check them out. I think you'll definitely appreciate them. The other cool thing is that from the previous week, I took photos for Moth in Lilac, and a lot of them, like Lisa has been posting a lot of photos that I posted for them or gave to them. So that's really cool. And they do have a show coming up in a couple of weeks. I hope my foot will be okay so I can go see them. I don't know if I can. I will let's take photos for them as well again and support them, and that's really cool. As far as shows coming up, the 13th is really the biggest one. And then let's see, Zero Fest is there, but I did potentially make a promise to Mayo to be there for Surge K, which they're great as well, and I love seeing those girls too. So I'll probably do that. And the following day is Mixed Hell at Club Cheetah. Um, yeah, absolutely. So this is really cute and really sweet. Is that Naho? Because I was like, oh, Club Cheetah, Mixed Hell. She's like, oh yeah, yeah. She's like, I'm so nervous. Like it's such a big place. And I was like, no, 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 not at all. Just do exactly what you're doing. And I was just explaining, like, I've seen the bands perform in bigger places, Doll Parts, Sai Sega, Hades, and they're just bands, that they'll live up to the hype of the venue. They'll live up to the size, the capacity of where they're at. And I was like, no, just do what you do. Like, trust me, you guys will be fine. You're fantastic performers. You have so much energy, and like it'll carry across. So don't worry at all. So yeah, I don't think that I'll be able to take photos at that venue. Um, and Dimrays is a band that I absolutely love, but I've never been taken in by them as like a staff, which is unfortunate because I would love to. And I've done that for other bands, but just some bands, just how it is. But I am gonna try to go out to that show and see them and support them because it'd be great, it'd be really great and be able to see them like that. はい、行きます、行きます。もちろん、もちろん。はい。アンダーへのライブ、本当に楽しみです。めっちゃ楽しみ。ブライディアも、メロズもガンギレーもみんな最高。はい、ちょっとやばい、あのライブ。So yeah, there are other shows coming up, but I think I'll just leave it there for now. Let's see. Let me just kind of scroll through and see if there's anything that I've missed. Yeah. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, Shooter's a cool song, which they did actually a video prior with their previous singer, which is interesting. Have I noticed more women at Band-Maid shows? I don't check out women. I don't know. Have I... The last show that I went to, Day of Maid. I don't know. I really don't know. Miley was there. Yeah. Okay. I think I don't know. I may have missed something, but yeah. All right, what's going on, Ricardo? All right, guys. It is 11:20. I do need to get some rest. I do think I'm going to lose my voice. Thank you guys for joining me on a Monday morning, afternoon, evening. Yeah, I will say, man, like, I don't know how some of these guys do it. Well, I mean, I guess because I do work too. Like, even when I'm at the venues, it's weird when I'm not doing something and I'm like participating with the crowd, which I can't do quite freely because of my foot. But yeah, these guys, like, they just love going to these shows. And oh, one thing I was thinking about that I will mention is that I really do like, not all of them, because this goes for Band-Maid as well. Because there are Band-Maid fans I absolutely love who I consider brothers. Sisters? Are there any sisters? Yeah. Yeah, here and there. Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, Hoagie? How's your Misa base case doing? Have you like Put it on the wall or something? Yeah, hopefully not. Um, gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh, there are just some fans I really, really like. You know, like, and I think there are a few Dimrays fans who are also Gungire fans. I just really enjoy just seeing them. Just makes me really happy. Have a good night, Peter. I will talk to you later. Yes, I'll talk to you later. Um, there was a fan there who was at the mutant monster. Yeah, what can you do with it? Just give it a bed and let it sleep in there. A little mini bed. Um, there was a fan there, a guest there at last night's show who was at the Mutant Monster show that I attended a few months back, who had like kicked me in the head. And when I realized it was him, I was like, it's him. Not my favorite dude. But there are a lot of guys that I really like. So yeah, it's to some extent, you know, fans do reflect the bands that they follow. And I think Dimrays has these really cool, chill, fun fans who reflect, I think, Dimrays in that way too. So, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm just rambling now. I am tired. But thank you guys for keeping up. If you have any other questions, please go ahead and let me know. Um, there was that fan you recognized in front of us at the bride dear. The one who rubbed me the right way? Was that the one? I've seen him quite a few times. Um, it's hard to look him in the eye. It's hard to look him in the eye. Shall I share for those who don't know? 5年前に推しのバンドベスト3つ誰今大好きなバンド誰が好きブライディアあゆみカンポーザーで音楽者で大好きえっとヘイディーズもめっちゃ好き音楽もパフォーマンスもと人間的に人的に人にようん人めちゃいい人3つはえ誰多い多いメロズも好きそうそうメローズブライディアヘイディーズでもめっちゃ多い大きくなります yeah, so I was asked like what 3 bands these days, and if I think about it, like just loving Bright Year so much. Um, uh, Brighter, Mellows, Hades, but I mean, there's tons of bands. Like, I had this other thought too. Okay, right before I finish this, I swear I'm gonna finish this. But I had this thought like, how is it possible that you can have like 20 bands in your top 10? And that's what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sure that you guys do. It's like you swear they're just your top 10 and that's how they feel to you. They all feel like top 10 bands, if not top 5 bands. But there's just so much more. So it's like why can't more fit into 10 than actually does? Which makes no sense, but it totally does in a weird way. Um yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to love so many bands all at once. Um I think there's quite a few of us here who are polyamorous. Depending upon which state you're in, I don't know if that's okay. But yeah, let's keep on loving the bands that we do and keep supporting them the way that we do, unless it's really gross and creepy. But yeah, keep on just like looking around for good music, sharing the good music, and doing what we can to just help these bands. Just they definitely aspire. Yeah, there are just too many. There really are just too many. Um, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, um, I really, really want somehow like it's sort of like gnawing at me. Is just like to get and have the opportunity. Yeah, yeah. But to get more bands from Japan, just more exposure, and eventually touring some other places too, and hopefully the States. I think I may be able to get some bands into Korea since I do have people there that I know. And I'm sure in Europe, UK, old Mr. B and whoever else is out there for you guys. You guys know places, I'm sure, people, I'm sure. And state-wise, it's just the visa system, and it's got to change. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna take off. Thank you so much. It's been really fun. I did not expect to talk as much as I did, but then I typically do. So what else is new? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are healthy. I hope you guys are just experiencing like a really good life. Um, there was an Instagram post. There was an Instagram post that said, what did the Instagram post say? It says that attending a show every 2 weeks can increase your life by 9 years. So some of us here are going to live a very long time, even if we don't want to. And yeah, I hope for those of you who are dear to me, I hope you do live a long time. Take care, Eric. Thank you always so much. No problem at all. Russ, no problem. Scruffy619. No problem. Sugan, Esena. All of you guys. Take care. I appreciate it. I'll definitely connect with you in other places. Please check out Eminent stuff that I've posted. I will be posting some concert footage too soon, and a interview with Shiglapes, which is just about due because it's been like almost a couple of months. So sorry. Gomenasai. Okay, guys, take care. I'll see you. Love you guys. Bye 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 bye. See ya.